Hello, boys and girls. Mr. Poust here. So nice to see you. As you see, a couple of my favorites behind me. You got Big Lips and Hairy Arms, Grumble Bunny. There's Mono back there. I love these videos because they're like a moment in time. And you can see we're learning about Germany. So obviously we got Guten Tag. And that's, have a great day. Auf Wiedersehen. I'll see you later. Lederhosen, clothing for boys. Dirndls, clothing for girls. Schnitzel, a delicious breaded meat. Schoen Montag, happy Monday. Verlichen Dienstag, happy Tuesday. Schoen Mittwoch, happy Wednesday. Verlichen Donnerstag, happy Thursday. Verlichen Freitag, happy Friday. Very cool, right? So we can practice that. Also have Asparagus named Investor. He's a spider that we actually found in Maple Hill, just kind of walking around. And we put some crickets in there with him. And make sure he's got plenty of oxygen. And we like to look at him sometimes. And sometimes if you look really close, they'll show you that you can see his eyes, his legs. He's pretty cool. So we're learning to not be afraid of Esther. All right. Have some great literature for today. Really excited about it. And I really like looking at the pictures. Here, look at that. And this is Union Station in Nashville, Tennessee. Tennessee is a great state. I've been there many times. So communities over time. People, human beings, with all their creative diversity are the makers of history. All right. Preview the content. With a partner, read each chapter's lesson title and main idea statements. Then make a web for each chapter. Write the chapter's main topic in the center of the web. As you read, fill in the web with supporting details. Use words and phrases that relate to the chapter's main idea. So the main idea, as you can see, is the middle, and then we have 4 supporting details. Love some vocabulary. All right, we got ancient, from a time very long ago. You can see those ancient ruins. A colony, a settlement that is ruled by another country. We have the 13 colonies. Maine, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Georgia, the original 13 colonies. All right. Revolution, a fight for a change in government. A landmark, a natural or human feature that helps people find their way. Explorer, a person who goes to find out about a place. All right. These guys are important. How We Crossed the West, Adventures of Lewis and Clark. All right, Lewis and Clark, they drew many maps for our country and learned about the animals that were living there. So in 1803, President Thomas Jefferson and the United States Congress wanted to know more about the land and rivers west of St. Louis. They asked Meriwether Lewis to lead the journey, and Lewis invited his friend William Clark to join him. The two soon found many other eagers to join them on this great adventure. The daring explorers called themselves the Corps of Discovery. Read the words of Lewis and Clark to find out what happened on their journey. This map shows the route taken by the Corps of Discovery. Oh, it shows some of the people they met. Some of the animals, the mountains they crossed. A few members of the Corps of Discovery: Shields, York, Shannon, Sacagawea, Charbonneau, Cruzat, and Seaman. May 4th, 1804, Camp Woods near St. Louis. Set out at 4 o'clock p.m. in the presence of many of neighboring inhabitants, and proceeded on under a gentle breeze up the Missouri. Summer 1804, wildlife on the plains. discovered a village of small animals that burrow in the ground. The village covers about 4 acres and contains great numbers of holes on the top of which little prairie dogs sit erect. They make a whistling noise when alarmed and step into their holes. I love prairie dogs. All right. Hello, boys and girls. Sorry about that. Minor interruptions, but so much to teach you. This is called learning about our past, and it's very important to learn about our past, boys and girls. We learn about the sequence of events of our history and our country. This is called the Plymouth Plantation. Visitors to Plymouth Plantation's Pilgrim Village in Massachusetts seem to travel back in time to 1627. Museum workers called interpreters act out what it was like to live and work in a Pilgrim community. This living museum brings the past to life. Awesome. We are tomorrow's past. And this was just talking about sequence. Noticing the sequence of events helps you understand what you read. Sequence is the order in which events happen. Words such as first, next, then, and last help you put events in order. As you read this chapter about our ever-changing communities, put events in the order in which they happen. First, next, then last. Awesome. Continually change. Continuity and change, Communities change every day. New buildings and roads are built. Old buildings are torn down to make ways for new shopping malls. New shops open for business in old buildings. To see the changes, you can compare photographs that have been taken of the same place at different times. Over time, the changes that take place in a community may take a day, a year, a decade, or a century. A decade is 10 years. A century is 100 years. Here are the 3 photographs of Atlanta, Georgia. What changes can you see in the community after 50 years? What changes can you see after a century? There we go. Atlanta, Georgia. Today, right? This is Atlanta, Georgia in 1950. 1900. Wow. Very different. 1900. Going in order. Then 1950. And today. Using the same set of pictures, you can also see continuity in the community. Continuity is continuing without changing. In communities everywhere, some things stay the same. Many old buildings are still used, but they have new things in them, such as computers. The kind of work people do in communities may be the same it was 50 years ago, or even a century ago. See our heading? Fast change in Idaho. Some communities change very quickly. Some changes cause a community to grow rapidly and then disappear. In the 1860s, gold and silver were found in Idaho. Soon, thousands of people moved there. Some worked in the mines to get the gold and silver out of the ground. Others came to sell food and clothing to the miners. With all these people moving into the area, towns near the mines grew fast. One of these towns was Silver City. Between 1863 and 1889, it grew from a few tents into a big town. When the gold and silver ran out, however, people began to move away. By 1914, all the mines had closed, and Silver City had become a ghost town. The buildings were there, but no people lived in them. Why do some places become ghost towns? This photograph showed the Idaho Hotel in Silver City in 1890. And today, people can visit the ghost town to find out what life was like there long ago. See, there's nobody there? And this is how it used to look. So the reason it's called the ghost town, not because there's ghosts there, but because a lot of people came, as I said, for the gold and the silver in the mines. And they worked there, and they got a lot of gold and silver and made a lot of money. But once it was gone, They just left the town, and they left these huge buildings there with nobody to live in them. And that's why it's called a ghost town. Unplanned change in Texas. Unplanned change in Texas. Sometimes a change happens that is unplanned. It may be caused by a natural disaster such as a hurricane, a flood, or an earthquake. Natural disasters can cause great damage and change. On September 8th, 1900, a powerful hurricane hit the United States, slamming into Texas. It struck the city of Galveston, with winds as high as 120 miles per hour. The Galveston Hurricane was one of the most powerful storms ever to strike the United States mainland. It destroyed businesses and homes and killed more than 6,000 people. This photograph shows hurricane damage in Galveston to the area south of Broadway, which is approximately 16th Street. It must have been a powerful hurricane. Got a caption. These people are preparing this house for a hurricane by putting boards over the windows. Before the storm, Galveston had been one of the largest cities in Texas. After the storm, it was rebuilt, but it was never the same again. Many people decided to move farther inland to nearby Houston. Hurricanes can still hit Texas each year between the months of June and October. Texans need to know what to do before a hurricane hits and after a storm is over. Being prepared for natural disasters can save people's lives. This photograph shows the hurricane damage to the Marks and Blum buildings between 23rd and 24th Streets. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Unseen change. The buildings and communities are not the only things that change. The lives of the people change too. For example, new discoveries in healthcare help people have healthier, longer lives. One person who brought better health to communities all over the world was Louis Pasteur. Pasteur, who lived in France in the 1800s, made discoveries that changed the way people thought about disease. It was Pasteur who proved that many diseases are caused by living things called germs. His work has helped people realize how important it is to keep clean. Pasteur also found a way to kill the germs in milk. This way, called pasteurizing, has made milk a safe food for people all over the world. Amazing. Louis Pasteur made discoveries that brought better health to people. Hope you enjoyed the story today, boys and girls. See you soon.